everybody, my name is Lori Dreswicki and this is my new video series called Changing My Mind. I need to apologize right from the start because this video is completely out of context. I know that some of you know me and know that I have been missing in action for quite a while. Although I'm not going to get into all the details today, I will tell you that I've been working on some projects and this video series is one of them. I felt that with everything that's been going on, I really didn't have a choice. So the video series of Changing My Mind is kind of a documentation of my journey that I've been taking for about a year now, where I am quite literally changing my mind and everything that I did along the way. I decided I needed to throw my game plan for launching the video series right out the window and jump right in and share a few things that I've learned along the way that I think might help people now. We all have our point of stress, fear, and anxiety. We also have our habitual response to manage and deal with our stress, our fear, and our anxiety. So I'm guessing you might be kind of like me and the habitual response doesn't really work quite as well as we think it does, and probably right now they're not really working as well as we would like them to. So here are a few thoughts or ideas to maybe implement during this time of isolation, and I also think they're really awesome to do with kids. All of these thoughts and ideas are things that I have been learning and implementing as I've progressed through my journey. The first thing on my list is meditation. I have to admit I'm not really that great at it. I have a big problem with my brain going into brainstorming mode. But I think I've come up with a strategy that just might help, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Despite any struggles though, I really feel it's an awesome technique and strategy to develop, especially for our kids. I would recommend starting off small, say 10 minutes or so. You can sit in complete silence or put on some soothing music. I prefer some soothing music. If you're in a warm location, maybe go outside, listen to some nature, take your socks and shoes off, and put your feet on the ground. For me, one of the tricks to meditation is finding your level of comfort. You don't want to be too comfortable because you don't want to fall asleep, and you don't want to be uncomfortable because you don't want to be focusing on your lack of comfort. I guess another trick or suggestion that I have is don't go into the meditation having an expectation. Don't get discouraged or frustrated. Just let your meditation be whatever it decides it's going to be. And of course, if you prefer a guided meditation, there are plenty of apps that you can download. With that being said, I do also listen to an app. It's called Calm. It's a guided meditation, and then it gives a little bit of guidance on specific topics. It's about 10 minutes a day. I listen to it every day, and it's about $50 a year. The next thing I started to do is yoga. I do about 10 minutes of yoga every day after my workout. I have to tell you, I love this. I actually wish I had started doing this much sooner. I was completely amazed. I would have never guessed the difference that you feel by doing some yoga. So I actually do my yoga at home. I watch a YouTube video called Yoga with Cassandra. I think the one I watch is called the 10-minute full body stretch. I do it pretty much every day, and I do it after I exercise. Earlier I mentioned that I think I have a strategy to help with my meditation. Well, this is it. I think I'm going to change my meditation time to right after I've done my yoga. So yoga is something I would strongly recommend. Check out some YouTube videos, maybe look to see if you can get some DVDs, or reach out to a local yoga instructor and see if they're offering any kind of classes online. The next thing is breathing techniques. One thing that I noticed through my journey is, one, I'm a shallow breather, and two, I hold my breath a lot, especially when I'm anxious or nervous or upset. These habits have been such a detriment to me on so many levels. So I started using apps to help me with my breathing techniques. The good news is I now recognize and notice this as a habit. So when I'm getting anxious or having stress that I can't really handle, I will pull out the app called Breathe Easy. It's a guided breathing exercise, and I find that it helps. It at least centers me again. My final suggestion is called tapping. Now this may seem kind of silly at first, especially if you've never heard of it. But believe me, at least for me, this is a tool or a technique worth looking silly for. When I first started my journey, my anxiety and my fears were so bad, I could barely leave the house. I was almost 100% paralyzed by this anxiety and fear. Then this awesome person, who I will talk about in my videos, told me about tapping. So now I use an app called the Tapping Solution. I use the free version that gives like 4 or 5 basic tapping techniques, and then they do have a paid version as well. So I talk about tapping more in my videos, but the basic idea is to change the focus through the sensation of tapping for the mind and the body. I cannot stress how important this technique was for me. This may be the biggest life changer and life-saving technique that I used during my journey. We all need to reinstate some calm and stability into our lives right now. Our immune systems require it. So I'm hoping that these few techniques might help do a little bit of that for you. I can honestly sit here and tell you, assure you, that these techniques are vital to managing your stresses and anxieties. Before I go, I just want to say a gratitude. I am so very grateful for the journey that I've been on for the last year or so, because without it, without the lessons that I've learned, I wouldn't be able to have the mindset I have right now, and I really wouldn't be able to cope anywhere near the way I have been if it wasn't for my journey. The rest of the tools and steps that I use to get to this point is what the journey of changing my mind is all about. So even though I jumped way ahead by putting out this video, I hope you will still check out and subscribe to the Changing My Mind series. Come watch how I've transformed emotionally, personally, and as a vlogger over the course of the last 11 months. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And until next video, I hope you have an awesome day.